Hi guys, welcome to Live with Vi, and if you like what you see, subscribe. Hey guys, today I have someone very interesting coming for our live. Um, I did my Access Consciousness and bars with him. I've even gone to him for my past life regression therapies, and he is an amazing person. His energy and his vibe is contagious, and surprisingly, he's a doctor. So obviously, if you guys have been following my lives, I don't do medication, I don't do allopathy, I don't go to doctors, but he is a doctor. There he is online. Let me just add him. Who went on a quest to find cures in the non-medical way. So he looked for alternative energy cures, and I think that is fascinating. His journey started with Access about 8 years ago. He's a certified Access Consciousness facilitator. He's a certified past life regression therapist. He has done his master's in theta healing. If this all these words are sounding, a little tough to comprehend, we are going to talk about more of each of these things. But today, what I want to talk about is, which is one of his most famous classes that he does, is how to unlock your abundance, how to to remove the dis-ease with money. Especially in the lockdown, a lot of people are going through. Oh, he can't join. Why not? Let me check. Especially this lockdown, a lot of people are going through a financial crunch in their mind more than actually happening. And I think this was a great topic to address as to how you can kind of unburden. Hello, how are
How are
you?
you? Good,
Very
good, good.
good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, I can hear you too. Guys, can
Awesome.
you just, we are still 8 minutes early. I was just introducing you while you were
Okay.
trying to connect. And I've thrown out all these words: theta healing, access
Okay.
consciousness, past life regression. So since we have 7 more minutes before we start our actual live, do you want to tell us a little bit about your journey from being an MBBS doctor to uh, a
Okay. So,
shamanic
so, so as you're
energy
saying, we're
healer?
already like 7 minutes early. You want to start right away or at 7 o'clock?
You can tell us your journey now. I mean, I think we should be good to your journey. 7 o'clock is when we put the time, but this
Okay.
session is going to be saved any which ways.
Okay.
So
Okay. So first, let me tell you, I'm like a little nervous, excited, all of it together because as I posted, this is my like first Insta live. I'm not a person who's a social media person. You see, I'm not much on Instagram or
that's why
Facebook. I mean,
my job this lockdown is to get all the people who don't want to be on social media to get them live on Instagram. That is, even Rooks tells me that I can't say no to her. So that is my job. That's my job for this.
So when you asked me, I'm like, okay, I will do it. Yeah. So yeah, thanks first. Thanks for this invitation. I mean, you know what? More than about me, it's about bringing out the information to people which they are not probably aware of, and that's what I look at this platform for. I mean, it's not about it's not about Dr. Ashish. It's not about anybody else. It's about what choices are available for people, and if they are going through certain situations in life, there are options available outside, and that is what I think these platforms give them information. And then, of course, it's up to them whether they want to choose it or not. That's
Absolutely.
completely,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, okay, so this is so commonly asked me, like, you're an MBBS doctor. What the hell are you doing?
Doing energy work, and I love that because I do not go to MBBS doctors, so this is such a perfect. The first time also when I came to you, and it's written in your thing, right? MBBS. So I told Rook, I was like, he's a doctor, Rook. So she's like, trust me, just go. When I came the first time for regression therapy to you, the
Yeah,
first time
yeah,
I said, he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
doctor, he's MBBS. What would he explore the world of energy? But tell us your journey.
So basically, okay, I mean, I think my journey started when I was 4 years old. Yeah, I mean, because
Okay.
my grandmom was a medium and channel, so I used to see her doing weird stuff, like
Weird
spirit
stuff,
and
which is
yeah,
not weird anymore.
it's not, but as a 4 year
Right.
old, it kind of freaked me out, to
Of
see her
course.
almost getting possessed, and and she used to channelize and get messages out and all of that. So it was scary for a 4 year old. But then at least that introduced me that there is a whole different dimension that we can't see. Yeah, but it is there. Yeah. So thankfully, I had a very open mind, and then as I was growing, I always had the desire to become a doctor, basically to heal people, cure people. But I had no, even the smallest idea about something called as healing or a healer. Because imagine, I'm talking like decades back. Yeah, I feel like a dinosaur already.
Let's not talk
So
about our age.
that's the most common question asked, any which ways.
But people will
Anyways,
not believe you when you tell them your age. So,
yeah. So let's keep that as a secret.
yeah.
So any which way, so I always wanted to be a doctor because I wanted to cure people, heal people. But right from childhood, we all are psychic. But my psychic abilities were very heightened because I could hear what people will speak without they speaking. What they were thinking. I would pick up their thoughts. I would pick up their emotions. So I would feel their pain very easily than anybody else. But that's what I realized when I went to the medical field, when I was in the psychiatry ward. I used to think, why are people depressed? Why are they sad? And, we were just giving them medication. But I knew that, there is something bothering them deep down, which was we were not addressing too. So as more and more I started getting into the medical practice, I realized we are just working on a very superficial level. We are
You're
not
not
actually
getting
going down deep down. Yeah,
absolutely.
like today when I work with psychosis or depression, yeah, somebody is depressed because they have gone through certain episode in life and they are not able to handle it. Yeah, so now they have gone into depression, but just by giving them medications and antidepressant is not going to solve that issue. So
Correct. You're going to address the root.
this is where healing, you go deep down, remove from the subconscious mind, and they heal in one session. Yeah, but that is what I feel, the medical science, and if the healing is combined, I think people will benefit so much better. So I realized while I was in the medical field that we are working at a very superficial level. But interestingly, you see, universe has its own way. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
wanted to become a surgeon, a cosmetic surgeon, and all of that. But right from my 10th grade, I used to have allergic rhinitis. I was allergic to everything in the world, I think, and I used to have this bronchitis, asthma. So when I would enter into the OT, I would start sneezing. I would have a cold. So obviously, I couldn't pursue being a medical doctor. And then I started my journey of healing my own self.
Self.
Yeah, I went through alternatives, Ayurveda, I went through, homeopathy, everything possible, but nothing helped me. So imagine I lived with that horrendous thing for 17 years of my life. Yeah, I went into, skin and I went into skin and VD, and then I did my cosmetology. I worked with a wellness company for almost 11 years. Yeah, because it was nothing to do with OTs or anything like that. But I still used to have cold every day. And my cold used to get triggered when I used to be stressed. When you're working in a company, you have your pressures and,
True.
your work pressure. And I used to have cold, extreme cold during that period of time. Only when I got into healing, it was interesting. One session of healing completely stopped my cold.
Right. So it
It
was a
was
tough one.
amazing. And that is what opened my eyes. I'm like, wow, because what I released was an emotional aspect that I was storing from childhood. Yeah, in my lungs, grief and rejection. So I faced a lot of rejection as I was growing up, yeah, because of a lot of reasons. And that I was stored in my, my chest area. And that used to get triggered
Absolutely.
again and again. And then one healing session just took care of everything. And that's when I started believing in it. So my
Okay.
faith in healing started coming when I saw the results on my own self. When just, like a half an hour, 1 hour session could cure me technically. Now it's
Absolutely.
been like 10 years. I haven't popped a pill. I haven't taken medication. I haven't fallen sick because I worked on myself so much, So that's where my journey into healing started. Then I went into clinical hypnosis. I understood the mind body connection. Then I did a lot of energy work, whether it's theta healing, whether it is, and it just went. And it's always like this. Once you're ready, the teacher keeps coming in front of you. It's
I'm
your
telling
whole
you,
doorway opened up. Yeah. And this is
the
like 10
minute
years
you
back.
say yes, then
Absolutely.
the opportunities are endless. You just have to say yes once.
Absolutely. And you know, it's like 10 years back, I got initiated by three shamans who came from Peru and all that, which I had no idea of. But you see,
Correct.
my journey started that time because I think when you're ready to be on a path, you're just ready and you have no control over it,
You have no
actually. You know,
control. No matter what you do, you will
you
get
just
put in
have to
jam and you
follow.
will have to walk the path.
Absolutely. So I think I'm on my path, which I'm supposed to be on. And my path was to help people and cure people, but not through the medical way. I realized that it was through this what I'm doing. And today I feel so satisfied with my work. Every day I get messages of gratitude from my clients,
Yeah.
from my participants, and that is what I live for. You know, that joy that I have of seeing the transformations, or you know, it's amazing. And that feel I sleep every day with is, I just love that. So this is how my journey has been, and believe me, it has changed me so much. I mean, it has evolved me to a different level. The way I live my life, the way I think about my life, it's thanks to all these modalities. And I think
And
every modality has
did
given
you
me
ever
something.
imagine you'd be sitting across someone in and talking about shamanism or energy
I didn't
reading? No,
imagine
like
Vaibhav would be calling me for an Insta live.
but I had no idea I'd be talking about this on my Insta live. Like I have my Instagram is my work account. I never thought, but like you said, right? The minute you see your path, then no matter what you do, there's no stopping. You have to follow
Absolutely.
it.
So people keep asking me, why are you not on social media, or why are you not too much? I have a YouTube channel since 4 years. I have like 20 videos. For me, it's an effort to get on camera and start speaking. But once I start speaking, it's an effort for me to stop speaking.
So,
So I'm a little bipolar there. So
so Doc,
anyway,
tell us about access consciousness. Okay.
okay,
Let's since it's 7:02 now, we're officially live. Uh,
okay.
Tell us what exactly is access consciousness and how did it come about and why, and then we can take it forward. I
Sure,
have a
sure.
list of questions, but let's go with the flow.
So you know what? Access came in my life almost 8 years back. In
Okay.
2012, I was already practicing modalities and you know affirmations and you know the belief system, how to change your beliefs and all of that. And I used to teach even that time. So I used to have this class called as you know activation of your abundance gene, which is basically I've always believed in abundance. I always believed that abundance is everybody's birthright. I have always believed in that, you know, because it's been my life that way. So when I was doing this class, one of the participants said, "You know what, Ashish, you must try Access because you're already living it." So, but I didn't know what Access consciousness is. And then, you know, the ad used to keep saying, "Get your bars run." So I'm like,
Yeah.
what is bars? I mean, the only bars we've been to. So I'm like, what is? But you know, I have a very curious mind. I never shut down anything. I'm like, till I don't try it, I would not comment on something, you know. So my curiosity is one thing that always makes me learn. I'm a very open-minded person. So yeah, so one fine day I saw myself in the bars class, and trust me, what really attracted me to this place was, you know, before one night before I called my facilitator, and it was her first class also, I think in Bombay. And then I said, listen, I don't have a problem because I had worked a lot on myself, you know. I don't have a problem. Can I still come for the class? She said, to come into Access, you don't have to have a problem. Wherever your life is, it's only going to take you from there. Now, that's what connected with me. I'm like, this sounds cool. And honestly, when I got into it, I loved it because I thought it was so easy. And everybody used to ask me, Ashish, how do I become like you? How do I become happy like you? How do I become carefree like you? Now, I didn't know how to, you know, give them. But what Access gave is those tools and techniques through which you can actually become, you know, what you desire. And so that's when my journey with Access started. It changed my life phenomenally. I mean, my life was already at one high. It just took me to another level, you know, the
So
way I
what
think.
exactly is okay? So
So
let's absolutely go to the base. So what exactly is access consciousness?
so if you
Is it
actually
that it lets you go into your consciousness? I mean, I've studied, I've done my class with you, but I just want it to be
so
absolutely the basic
correct.
question that a lot of
So
people ask.
when you say access consciousness, is accessing your own consciousness, and consciousness
Correct.
is never here, it's here, it's
Correct.
everywhere. Yeah. So what happens is you start accessing your consciousness, your awareness. Now what I like about it is basically it empowers you with tools and techniques through which you can start living a conscious life. Okay. Now when I say conscious life,
So what you
most of
yes.
the most of the people think life is happening to them.
Yeah.
अरे मेरे साथ ये हो गया, then they will start blaming destiny, karma, and all those things, but you know what, when you use the tools of access consciousness, you take 100% responsibility of your life. Like, okay, my life is not working for me, then you use certain tools and you see the changes. So
Correct.
basically, the premise of access is your point of view creates your reality. Okay, so basically, whatever your belief are, so let's assume, say, let's talk about money. Okay,
Correct. I
right,
was just going to talk about money.
right from childhood, ask anybody what have been they told about money. Has anybody told you should have fun with money? Money is easy. Never. Nobody ever. Everybody's been told money is hard, money is difficult, you have to struggle, money doesn't grow on trees, so
Please.
you have, so all this has been told to us from our childhood. And then what happens is, this is what we believe about money.
Correct.
Money is the most difficult, money is, it's not
Doesn't come to you
easy,
easily.
it can't come to
Correct.
you easily, you have to work hard. Everybody has told the same thing, correct? Yeah. And this is why everybody, most of the people struggle with money,
Correct.
because their reality is whatever their point of view is. Now the whole aspect is, since your point of view creates your reality. Now let's assume, a very simple example, I have to say I want to create a relationship with you, a great
Correct.
relationship. Now you have your own point of views, correct?
Correct.
I have my own point of views. For two people to gel together, they have to come at a synergistic point of view.
Correct.
Now, I always tell one thing, money is the easiest thing to change. Now, people are like, you're just saying it, yeah? But truly, whoever has done these classes with me, they have realized money is the easiest thing to change. Why? Because money has no point of view about you. It
Correct.
doesn't say, I don't want to go to Vaibhavi, I don't want to go. So, who has the point of views about money? It's you.
Only us.
It's only us. And it is so easy to change your point of views, right? So the moment you start changing your perspective around money, your relationship around money changes. So I personally feel, that's my personal thing, that relationships can still be a little challenging.
But
Yeah.
money is not.
But money is absolutely not. And this is what everybody who is attending these classes have seen, that money starts showing up like this.
Correct.
Yeah. So basically what happens is, every thought is an energetic block, because thought forms are energies. Yeah. So all these point of views are nothing but your blockages. If you say, I have to struggle, it's become a block in your life. Yeah. Now take the current scenario, COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just going to talk about that.
Yeah.
A lot
Now,
of people are struggling, but today, okay, so Doc, let me give you this example, okay?
sure.
Correct, you're saying money is our point of view. But there are people who have been seriously and honestly affected. They've seen their bank balances go down. They've seen
Yeah,
that.
because somewhere they have the point of view. Understand that. So somewhere they have bought that point of view. Please understand this. Are you getting it? And now, what are you constantly reading? What is the social media feeding? It's all fears, right?
Correct.
Everybody is talking about fear. Yeah, this is going to be a challenging year. Jobs are not going to be secure.
Correct.
There's going to be a financial crunch. So what happens basically, everything that you buy becomes your reality. Now remember one thing, what the tools of access consciousness does. So the tools of access consciousness helps you create your own reality. It is not to fight this reality. It is not to change this reality. You cannot change this reality, because reality is collective consciousness. Correct? Yeah. Reality is created by everybody's point of view. But
Correct.
You can change your reality. So I'll give you an example. So there is this guy who came to me a few years back. This is before demonetization. Okay. And his family business was going down. They had a lot of debts going on. Okay. And he said, I want to come for a healing session. So when I saw him, I said, you don't need healing. You need to learn how to change your situation. I prefer empowering people rather than healing people when they need the empowerment. Okay. So I told him, come for this 5 days class, which is Bars and Foundation. Believe me, he came for this 5 days class. And by the 5th day, he realized how much he was actually sleepwalking in his life, and now how much he has the choices to make. All right. And then the same year, on 8th of November, the demonetization happened. Okay. Everybody started saying, अब business में losses होने वाला है, cash crunch है. Everybody in business started talking.
Like a consciousness point of view, right?
But this guy was smart enough. He started using the tools. Okay. He started using the tools every day. And the tools are so simple. It's like,
Correct.
just asking questions, how does it get better than what else is possible?
Correct.
What can I add to my life that will make me money? He only kept using the tools. When he met me in March, that is 5 6 months later, he shared with me, he said, Ashish, this is amazing. Everybody who's in my same business, their business are going in losses, or either they are shutting down, only I'm making profits. How?
Because his whole point of view is different.
Because his point of views was completely different. He created his own reality. So are you getting it? So it's so simple. So you have to understand one thing. We are programmed about life.
Yeah.
So when we are born, we buy point of views from parents, we buy point of view from society, all the beliefs from everything, and that's how we start living our life.
Correct.
But now it's time to upgrade yourself. Now it's time to change the way you look at things, and this is why I love these classes. And when people come in front of me, I feel so happy, because I know now their life is never going to be the same again.
Same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing. And you know what? There are a lot of modalities which try to go and find out where the point of views came from, which past life, but that slows down the process.
Correct.
So one thing I ask people, do you want to find out why things are not working for you? Do you want to find out why, you're going through so much? The why is slowing down, or would you like to change it?
Change it.
So when they say I would like to change it, then I say then I said you're in the right class,
I remember our conversation, and you said, what is your point of view about money? And I was the only one who said, oh, I feel it's in abundance because my name means money. Do you remember this?
Of course I do. So I kept calling you are the Lakshmi.
Yes. So it's true, because I've always felt, so when I got married, I told my mother-in-law, I said, the more you spend, the more you get. She calls me up, I spent all my kitty money, I have not got anything more. And I said, I don't know how it doesn't work with you, because for me, the more I spend, the more you get. Because for me, and because of my name, I've been brought up with that.
Correct. So you see, your programming has been so correct.
Correct.
Right from childhood, you've been told you're lucky. You will always keep getting money. And that is how you're programming for money. But unfortunately, there are so many people who have been programmed wrongly.
Right.
Like some children, they are compared. Compared with, jab se tum paida hue, you've been unlucky for us. I have had people being said that, that you're such an unlucky child. And they consider themselves. There was this girl who came to me, like, I have this whole point of view that whatever I touch turns into gold. I have this strong point of view, okay? And believe me, whatever I've done in my life, I've been super successful, okay? Now, when I shared this, there was this girl in my class, she said, shit, I have a point of view, whatever I touch becomes ash. I'm like,
I love it.
So imagine her whole point of view is that whatever she touched just gets destroyed. And that is what was happening in her life. So this is the whole thing. So what Access does it, you have an awareness of what's going on. And then what it does, it gives you the simple tools and techniques through which you can just change things. Okay. So it's not like sitting and doing affirmation. Like a lot of people ask me about affirmation. Now, affirmation does work. Okay, affirmation does work. I have used affirmation, but I believed in that affirmation. But imagine somebody who has no money, okay, who's going through a lot of debts and says, I'm a millionaire and money is coming in my bank account. Will he feel it? He won't, because he won't believe it. He won't feel it, because the mind will reject it. Within say, what lies are you saying, man? Why are you fooling yourself? So this is where affirmations don't work. But why Access works is basically...
why does Access work then?
I'll answer all your questions without you asking me the question, because I pick up from your head. I'm sorry.
I know that.
So when people take my interview, it's only me who's talking. Sorry. So basically, Access is not about, projecting anything. It's about open questions. So you just ask a question like, what will it take for money to show up? Now you see, here you can't reject anything. You're just asking, right? So it teaches you how to actually start being in sync with the universe. Yeah. And universe is a whole vibrationally alive thing. Like if I talk about universe, I can go on. Yeah. So if I talk about universe, I'll keep going on and on how amazing it is, how it keeps listening to everything that you say. So when you say Access consciousness, you become aware of your thoughts. You become aware of the words that you're using. Yeah. And then you become aware of your creation. Like a lot of people, they know that, okay, I would like to create this in my life. Yeah. Right. But they don't know how to create. They are lost in the pathway. Yeah. They're saying the wrong things. They're asking for the wrong stuff. And then they wonder why things are not working for me.
Correct.
Yeah. Because there is also a conflict between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind.
My
so,
case.
like I
pretend like Vaibhavi and I'll get. And she said, I didn't get because I said, you didn't believe only that you would get.
Correct. And also she may have other point of views that stops her from receiving, no? And
Correct.
see what happens is we desire things in our life. Yeah, I meet women who want to get married, or I meet people who want to have a bigger house. But then when I ask, okay, what is it? So, this is a very famous, funny thing that I ask women who come to me, and I always ask them, okay, and they want to get married, and they're like 35, 40 years old. Then I ask them, okay, what is the one thing that you will lose if you get married? Guess what they say?
My freedom.
This is a universal
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
That is the first answer every woman has told me, by freedom. Now you see,
When
if
you,
they are independent, yeah, if
yeah,
they don't want to answer to anybody, now why would they want to get married? Because they think that if I get married, I'm going to lose my freedom. So they keep rejecting everybody that comes in the universe. So what they'll do is they'll attract faulty people. They'll attract all those people who they can reject because they
correct.
don't want to get married. So basically, what happens is, now, if we talk about money, if you're struggling with money, is because somewhere you're rejecting money.
But how? Tell me
Yeah.
how.
Now, this
Okay.
is the thing. Now, this is what we clear in the
I
class.
should just
Okay.
put my questions aside, no? There,
Now,
done.
this is
Go.
what this is what we clear in the class. So I'll tell you what the class is about. Okay.
Yeah,
So first,
and I also want to know how is an energy class possible on Zoom? Because I know when I'm sitting with you, I mean, you're actually
okay,
holding
so
space.
energy has no distance.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I do sessions sitting from here for people who are in US. I mean,
Correct.
we know about distance healing, right? So I could actually be clearing you right now as we are speaking, and that's what I
I
do.
agree.
So my last class, we had almost like 74 people online.
Okay.
Okay, and we were doing the Zoom money class. Okay, and I started doing the clearings for them and all of those things. And then the last 5 minutes, I do what I generally do. What I call a little magic from my side.
Magic.
Everybody could feel the vibrations in their body. Everybody. Okay, and believe me, after we finished the class, within half an hour, I had messages of
Messages.
snapshot of how money had come into their account immediately after the class. The whole week, people started saying, opportunities have opened up, my business has started moving. See, the whole aspect is because there is a shift that takes
Mindset.
place in your
Yeah.
mindset. Yeah.
So will
And
you walk us through
yeah.
basically
So I'll explain how it
and
works.
talk
Okay.
little slow because everyone is not, I mean, little slowly.
Okay. So is this pay good enough?
No, not
you
that
know,
space.
the whole thing is,
Yeah.
I'm always so excited. My
I
energies are
know.
always like so out there.
Same
Yeah.
with
And
me.
so, all right. So basically, when we talk about the money class, the first aspect
One
is
thing,
we
I
get,
will be posting about what Dr. Ashish is talking about his class on the IGTV link as well, because there are a lot of questions here. So let's finish the talk with him and then we can address the questions. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
sure. Okay. Imagine if we do a class, if we do a session on psychic readings.
I every Wednesday, karmic readings
Okay.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Let's do
You do?
one.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
do
do a
one. Let's
psychic
do me
reading.
and you.
I love psychic readings. I love to give, amazing channel messages to
Done.
people. All
Done.
right.
Next week, done.
Okay, I keep
Okay,
diverting. Okay, let's come
come
back.
back.
So
Yeah.
basically, when it comes to money class, what it is, so of course, you get to this point that it's your point of view that creates your reality. Okay, we kind of bring in awareness of how this point of views come. So people
Right.
first they get a realization that yes, we only have been thinking like this. All right, and then there are these beautiful tools and processes. Now there is a clearing statement. Okay, you have heard the clearing statement. It sounds so wacky, so weird, which is right, wrong, goodbye, pot, pock, online, shows, boys and beyonds. Okay,
Correct.
so when people hear it for the first time, they're like, what the fuck is
What?
this?
Buy shorts. What?
What boys, what shorts, what's beyonds, So basically, the good part is you don't need to even understand what the clearing statement is, but what it does. So I'll explain you. So this whole aspect about, I would like to get married, but
Yeah.
okay, so there are unconscious point of views that stops you from attracting. So when I say if you're struggling with money, it's because you hate money. Now people are like, but why would I hate money? I love money. But
Love
that's
money.
not the truth. Okay, so this is where we take you through certain questionnaires. Okay, what does money mean to you? What do you love about money? What do you hate about money? Yeah, and you'll be surprised how people start giving answers. Yeah, so when I say, what do you love about not having money? So, there's one of the question is that, what do you love about? So people are like, then people will not ask money from me. Then I don't have to pay my taxes. Then I don't have any responsibility. So you see,
Yeah.
yeah, there are a lot of unconscious beliefs that you
Blockages.
have within you. And this is what actually stops you from receiving money. So let's assume as a child, you have seen your parents fighting for money. Yeah.
Correct.
And you've seen the family fighting with money. And then as a child, you decide, you know what? Money spoils
I
relationship. Yeah. And I love relationship. So I rather not have money. So every time an opportunity of money will come, you will kind of reject it. So you're getting it. So these are our unconscious beliefs. Now, the good part about access is you don't need to know what your belief is. That's the best part. So you don't
That's
have to
exactly.
go. That is what I like. You don't
Yes.
have to go belief finding or a point of view hunting, which a lot of modalities does. And what
Correct.
happens is, like I know one of the modality, the theta healing, which I did like 10 years back, there was an abundance section in it. It was a 2-day class with 100 belief systems. Okay. And you had to keep checking every belief where it came from, whether this life, past life, and then sit and clear. Now that is a lot of work. That
Yeah.
is a lot of work. Yeah. So with one person, you keep on sitting and doing this. Now, what happens is with this clearing statement is the moment you ask a question, okay, what will it take for money to show up? And then the energy comes up of the blockage that that this is it. And then what we do is we just run the clearing statement. And the
Correct.
clearing statement is so simple that everything that doesn't allow you to have that, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all? And when the person says yes, right from Goodbye Podpok Online Shows, Boys and Beyonds. Now, people don't understand what's happening. Yeah. But what happens is when you're doing the clearing statement, it starts releasing those thought forms, those point of views that you're holding on to
So from our own subconscious
from
to
your
our
consciousness,
correct.
your own subconsciousness. And this is
Correct.
what happens when you're in a group. When we are doing the money class, I'm just asking questions and clearing. Then I'm talking about things. Then I'm bringing that awareness of how you can change your energy with money. So there are these beautiful steps that you start doing. Yeah. You start actually, and you'll see that your wealth will start increasing. And believe me, post the class, suddenly things starts opening for me. Why
Correct.
post the class? I've had people sitting in the class suddenly receiving money. There was this lady who was attending my last class, and she was from Bahrain, and she said, this is so freaky. I got a message from this friend of mine who had taken money 10 years back and wants to pay me now. Now tell me, is that a coincidence? There are no
No
coincidences.
coincidence.
Believe
I
me,
don't believe in
there are
coincidence. Yeah.
there are absolutely no coincidence, and
None.
that is what it is all about. So the whole 4 hours we take you through so many processes, and then of course we give you the class recording so you can keep listening to it. And every time you listen, there is a shift and change that takes place. So
So
this
every
is
time
where,
you listen, there's a clearing also.
yeah, because during the class we do a lot of clearings, right?
Correct.
So when you're listening to the class, the clearings keep working on you, and then it keeps shifting and changing. And you know what? So basically what it does, it opens up your receiving. So
Okay.
money is not the problem. You are. Your
Correct.
receiving is the problem. And you're not able to receive the money because of so many point of views that you have.
Correct.
Point of views
So
is I
in
can't.
terms of doc, can you like talk a little bit of opening up receiving? What do you mean by that?
Correct. So basically, we close our receiving based on a lot of projections, a lot of judgments, and a lot of decisions that we make. So let's
Okay.
assume you say, okay, I'm only going to do this. Yeah. Now you've already decided where your money is going to come from. Correct. You're not opening up any other possibilities.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what access helps you is it doesn't help you just get unstuck, but it also suddenly opens doors of possibilities which you have not even realized it's there. And then it starts coming, and that's when people start thinking it's magic, but it's not magic actually. Yeah, it's actually
But it
so
is.
simple, but it is. But it is so simple. And I always laugh when people start sending me messages, my god, what magic have you done? Then I said, I haven't done any magic. It's you who has changed. So it's very simple, very easy. And I'm telling you, I love access classes, the foundation class, because when you go through the whole thing, you realize that your life has you've been living on a very different foundation.
Correct.
And a foundation truly of lies. You bought lies from everybody. Life ऐसे ही होता है, and you realize that you
Life is
can change
tough. You have to struggle.
everything. And then you realize you can change anything and
Everything.
everything. You can
Yeah.
even change things that people have said it's not possible. So when people come to me with cancers and stuff, that day a medical doctor came to me. He's like 49 years old, and he's a radiologist in a very big hospital. And he had such strong point of views about himself, about his life. And then I told him, you know what? We have learned in medical college a certain way. but there is something beyond that also. And that's when I asked him, you know what, tell me one thing. So, and he's a radiologist. Okay. So I told him one thing: when a frozen shoulder comes to you, okay, when you do an x-ray and all, generally they go to a physiotherapist. How long does it take for them to heal? He says sometimes months and sometimes years. I said, for me, it takes 3 to 5 minutes. He like, what? I said, yeah, I have healed people with frozen shoulder for years just by touching the shoulders and running processes, and it's gone. But that's the magic. But they can't believe that. So you have to be able to, realize that this is possible. And that is what happens when you come for the whole 5 days course, the bars and foundation, where you start realizing that everything in life can change.
Change.
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
only, and that is what I love about the mantra of access, which is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
And glory.
Yeah. So when you embody that ease, then the disease goes away. Then everything in your life becomes easy, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, whether it's just living life. Like, believe me, I did a money class. I did 3 money classes in this whole COVID period because people were asking for it and they were going through depression and all of that. And I've had people messaging me post the classes that they have started making more money than they have done without that, and sitting at home. So
That's the whole
it's
outlook has changed, right? And
the
also
outlook has changed.
here.
Absolutely. So I would only tell people, these are, I think, and when people come into these classes, not only the money, see, money is a small part of our life. But unfortunately, I see people are struggling with that only in life. Everybody's only talking about money, money, money. And it's crazy.
That's because that's the number one thing that you're born raised, right? You judge a person on based on your money.
Exactly.
Everything is
Your
validated and quantified
success,
in terms of
everything.
everything is quantified in terms of the cash and the dollar bills.
Yeah. So I feel, we have made money so significant. And the moment
Absolutely.
you make something significant, it becomes difficult.
It takes so absolutely.
Yeah. And that is where we get you to the point where you realize money is like air, it's everywhere. So, what if you could breathe in air and breathe out air? What if you could breathe in money and breathe out money? It's so simple, actually. Yeah. But we get you to the point where you actually feel it is that way. Yeah. Not just hypothetically saying. And so these classes are not feel good, and it's not like you did a meditation of white light and you felt good and then again you go back to your reality. These classes actually change your
It's reality
reality.
changing.
It's
Yes.
reality changing. It empowers you so much that your life never is the same again. So I have people, actually, you go to Ashish, he brainwashes you, and then this is your life before and this is your life after.
After.
But that is what it is, and that's how amazing it is. So I always tell people, what if your life was like a buffet? When you go to a buffet, you don't pick up everything, right? You choose. So everything in your life is your choice. The relationship that you can have, the amount of money that you can have is also a choice. Yeah. So right now, maybe you think, I don't have a choice, or you may be in a very choiceless universe, but that's not true. You always have a choice, but you have to learn how to make those choices. Yeah. And most of the people, when they come for these classes, they always then start arguing with me, Ashish, why don't you teach this in school? Why didn't we learn this 40 years back? Why didn't we learn this 50 years back? And this is why I love when children come into the classes, and I love Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access. He's kept the class free till the age of 16 for children when they come with their parents. And when the children learn this, they don't have a difficult life. I see youngsters who come into my life, in my classes, and the way they change their life, the way they create is amazing. Yeah, whether it is the choice of college or, so I think this has to be trained from childhood, the ease of
I think
living.
the reason why it's not, right? It would be easy if everything, if life was easy, then how would everyone else make money?
But you know what? Honestly, there is so much abundance that everybody can have.
Absolutely.
There is enough. There is no competition. There is nothing, but we've been trained that way. There is competition, there is lack, there is struggle, and then you have to put somebody down to go up in life. All that is a lie. And we
So
live.
my standard mantra is there's enough sunshine for everyone.
Absolutely.
It's true, right? The sun doesn't
Yeah.
shine on one
Absolutely.
person.
It's only you who have to step out in the sunshine, right?
Exactly.
You can be you can be sitting in a closed place and then complaining there is no sun.
Yes,
But you need to step out because there is sun. Yeah. The same way there is money. You just have to get that connection. Yeah. And this is what Access teaches you, how to connect that. So what I love about this whole classes is it teaches you how to create what you like in your life. And your creation could be anything.
Yes.
So when I said opening up receiving, it's not only money. It's relationships. I had this girl who came into my class, this was last year, and she had come for the money aspect. But after a few months, she messaged me. She says, "Your class is so phenomenal. I got a proposal. I got engaged. Now I'm happily married." Also, I'm like, how does it get better than this? So anything and everything is possible. Trust me. People come into these classes and suddenly stuff like SLE. Now SLE is a very autoimmune disease. Yeah, there is no cure for it. They only have to take steroid. A month later, SLE gone, cancers reverse, thyroids become normal. I mean, it's crazy how things can just change just by being in that energy space. And then you are shifting and changing. So I mean, why wouldn't somebody want to try something
Want
like
to do
this
it.
you know
Absolutely. That is
I
that
al-
is why exactly. Can you imagine the synchronicity? The minute you messaged me, I said I need to have you on because it is there. It's just people don't know, right? That
I
they
know
can
people.
change their life. They don't have to do much.
I'm
You
very
do all of
blessed.
it. You do all of it.
I just have to shake my hands like this. But I'm very blessed for the last 10 years. My journey has been so beautiful that even when I'm doing my classes or my personal sessions, luckily I never had to advertise or go and, talk about myself because I think my clients do that for me, and that is
Yeah.
what I love, the word of mouth. Yeah. And when you have word of mouth, that means you're doing something right.
That's the best kind of advertising that you can get,
Correct,
right?
correct. And
I mean,
whenever I finish one class, I have already been asked for the next class because they want to send their family members, they want to send their friends. And that's how people just keep coming. They just keep coming. And that is what makes me feel happy because they are getting results. You
right.
know, so a lot of people might think, oh, Ashish is doing it because he wants to earn money. Trust me, I don't even do anything for money. I left my vice president's job, which it was like such a nice plush place, and I got into something which I had no future. I didn't even think about it, but I did it because I love doing it. So these classes, I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about healing. I
It
love what I
shows.
do.
It shows.
And why not? I mean, everybody should be happy. Yeah? Everybody deserves abundance. Everybody deserves great relationships. Everybody deserves to be happy, and that's my question. Happiness. Yeah, and we have a birthright to be happy, but you know what, this reality can make us very sad.
Again, that depends on which reality you are seeing, no?
Exactly. So most of the people are living in this reality. And that is where when you shake them up and they come into stuff like this, then they realize, wow. So, people ask me, is it a spiritual course? Yeah. So I'm like, a yes and no. Okay. Because what do people want from
Yeah.
spirituality? Yeah. That nirvana, that
Shakti
bliss.
mile.
Yeah. All that you get in 5 days. They don't have to go for long meditation. They don't have to journey anywhere. They don't have to go to Kashi or Parbat. And they get it, because it's amazing how people start being themselves, how they start really, really enjoying life. So you know what? Okay, we already at 7:32. So what I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
do
I'm
is,
just going to go through the questions. Can we talk a little bit about the class as well? Because I had so many people ask me, how do we do this class? Shall I just quickly read out? I know you are reading in my mind
no,
and their
okay,
mind
no,
as well.
I won't do it. You ask me now.
So how do we? Let me go through all the questions and then we can talk about how do we do this class? When is it? What time is it? Some details. How much would the 5 day course cost? 5 day, I'm guessing you're talking about the foundation, right? That's
Bars and
different from this
foundation.
money class.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, uh,
I will
okay.
tell people, you know what, come for this 4 hours because it's hardly any money. You will get an experience of it. I want people to experience it themselves and then choose other classes because I never,
Absolutely.
I never sell, I never push because I think, people should be convinced. But first, they should make that choice. So my always question is, are you willing to change your life? Are
Yes.
you willing to see a different possibility? Because till you don't choose, and you can't force this on anybody. Like, even when people come to me for sessions, I ask them, do you want to change or you've been forced by someone? If you've been forced by someone, you can go right now
You go.
because it's not going to work. Don't waste my time, my energy. I can't force you to change your life. So
Correct.
whoever wants to change their life, I'm telling you, blindly do this access consciousness. I love it. And till date, I mean, imagine every month there are like 20, 30 people, they come into this classes. This I've done a class where there were 45 people in the whole foundation batch, yeah, at one go. And the way
This
it
was on
changed.
Zoom or this was live?
No, 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 live classes. Now,
Live.
what I'm doing is, since I'm in Mumbai and there are people in Mumbai who want to do live classes with me. So, because of the COVID, I'm just taking like 8 people in my healing center, and the rest of them are on online. But you know what? It really doesn't matter because online also you get the same. My last batch, people were from UK and Australia and, different places. And the way they got results during the class itself was amazing. So that doesn't really matter whether it's live and I think this is going to be like a new norm, being at home. And, I was joking with a friend
I'm
of
loving it.
mine. I was
I'm
joking with a
sitting
friend
at
of
home and doing
mine
classes online.
that children in the future will say, you used to go to school?
Yeah.
Really? What stone age were you living? Dad. So that's funny. So yeah, so basically we have on the 30th of August, we have the
Yeah.
4 hours class. It's from 3 to 7 p.m. So maybe you can share
I'm
the
just gonna write it
flyer.
down right here. I'm gonna pin
You
the
can share the
comment.
flyer and then maybe they can get in touch with the contact
I'm gonna
person.
pin the comment also here, so when they, even if someone watches the IGTV later, so 30th August. Doc, can you repeat the timing?
30th August, 3 to 7, but of course they need to register before that. It's on
Yes.
Zoom. So they need to get in touch with the contact person.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the whole thing. For those probably who are not going to come for the class, I want them to start using simple things from Access,
I was
like,
just gonna say, give people
yeah,
some basic tools that they can see.
yeah, like the mantra of Access. I love it, which is, can you see how much I'm sweating?
It's
Yeah,
the excitement of talking about it.
I'm in full AC. It's cold. I'm still
Even I
sweating. My
sweat, don't
my
worry.
energies
And
are
I'm in
like
full AC too.
I'm on fire right now. All right. So okay, so everybody who's there, who's watching us right now, would you like to change your financial reality and
Yes.
everything that doesn't allow? Are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right on Goodbye Pot Online Shows, Boys and Beyonds. And everything that doesn't allow you to see magic in your life, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right on Goodbye Pot Online Shows, Boys and Beyonds. How many of you believe in magic? And everything that doesn't allow you to see magic in each and every day of your life, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Right on Goodbye Pot Online. I love magic. My life is only about magic, miracles, spirits, angels. I think I live only in a different dimension. And believe me, miracles are the norm. Like when
Yeah,
people come into these
absolutely.
classes, they start seeing miracles in their life. Like there was this lady who attended my last class, the Bars and Foundation. She actually wanted to go to Dubai, but during the COVID, who's going to get a job? She got
Yeah.
a job offer from Dubai, the dream job that she wanted, and today she's on a flight and she's reaching Dubai.
My
It's
God,
fabulous.
goosebumps.
There's another girl who did. She's from US, and she wanted her dream job, and she did the money class. And guess what? She's already got the job. So it's like how quickly manifestations can take place. But of course, I always say you have to be open to receive. Second thing, you should have a little faith and trust. If you reject something, if you say, oh, all this shit doesn't work, it's not going to work.
Yeah. It's never
Yeah,
gonna work for you.
it's never going to work. You have to use it. And I tell people, you know what, use it. And when you see results, you start having the trust and faith. So the first thing I want people to start saying every day when they wake up in the morning, yeah, and before going off to sleep, start saying this: all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Yeah, just start saying. It's a statement. It's not even an affirmation. You're stating it. You're stating it that it's all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. When you start using this regularly, you will start realizing that everything starts coming to you with ease, joy, and glory. You will see ease coming in your life, whatever you're asking for. I remember in 2012, my visa was rejected for going to Australia because they had not put in the right papers, and I had to go, but it didn't work out. So the next time when I put in, I started saying, what will it take for my visa to come with ease, joy, and glory? And what will it take? So those people were saying it would take like 3 weeks time. It came in 3 days time. Yeah, like this. Yeah, every time I'm asking for something now, it's like this. So what happens is, over a period of time, when you start using these tools, what happens is the moment you ask for something, you see it.
It comes.
My manifestation is so strong now. I think about something and I get it. And it can work in any department, let me tell you that. Yeah, not only money. But you know
Now,
what?
it applies to everything, right? Be it love, be it
Everything.
relationship, be it even health.
Everything.
Be
I
it
have
even health right
created
now.
absolutely
The
everything.
disease of this being deceased with your own body, right? It's
See,
such a big thing.
it's
Stress
simple.
going on.
Dis-ease, a
Exactly.
disease when you're not at ease.
We're not
When
at ease.
every day you're at ease, you're happy, you're joyful, the disease just disappears. So when
Correct.
people come to me, I don't even work on the disease. I work on the emotional aspect. I run their bars, I do the clearings, and suddenly things change for them. Yeah. And the disease just suddenly disappears. So we don't even work on the physical aspect. Yeah. Now, only thing you have to realize, when you start asking questions, keep asking it. Now, there's another question, another tool which I really, really am very fond of is, how does it get better than this?
Yeah.
Okay. I love it because you know what? Every time something happens in your life, say, how does it get better than this? Thank you, universe. How does it get better than this? Because every time you're asking this question, you're sending out that vibrations to the universe, and the universe starts responding to it. Yeah. I wake up in the morning, and this is my favorite question that I ask, okay, universe, show me something magical today. Show me the
Nothing
magic today.
really.
It's amazing. It's amazing, the magic that I see. So what we teach you is, when you desire something in your life, how to just ask and let it go.
Get it.
But what people do is, they sabotage the ask also. They want to find out where it is coming from, how it's going to come, when it is going to come. So the how, when, why, we ask you to leave it aside and let the universe decide how it comes. And that's when you don't narrow it down. You just open, and suddenly, boom. So I've created my relationships out of nowhere, and amazing ones, and the opportunities that have come in my life, it's from nowhere. Like, I didn't even think that we will be having a conversation, right? Yeah. But what was my ask? My ask was, what will it take for people to come into this class who desire the change?
Yeah.
Okay, now look at this. This is what I had asked, and then I made the small little creative. Now, out of that creative, you called me up, correct? Now, through
Correct.
you, maybe so many people will benefit. Now, this is how the universe works. So I
And
am
I was
asked,
thinking of you, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and then your message came and I said, that's it, I'm catching it, making him sit down, and we have to talk.
yeah. So this is what happens, when you're ready for something, that the universe will give you. So all those
Yeah,
people who are
absolutely.
listening, yeah, if they are struggling with finances, if they are finding it difficult, maybe this is your opportunity. If you grab it, you will see that it works. And the best part is, it works. I
Yeah, it
mean,
works.
it's so foolproof. It definitely works. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. And that's what I like about it. So there is honesty, there is, and that is, see, I think I'm very committed to my work. So when people come to me, I want to see results. So even if they come to my classes, I want to see their life changing. Yeah. But then,
Absolutely.
of course, it's how much they also desire, right?
Want-
Yeah. Like
But
the
tell me
money.
something, then doesn't destiny play a role? A lot of
Okay.
people ask me this, that,
Honestly, if you ask me, okay, nothing is written in stone.
correct.
Nothing is written in stone. So, yes, when you do your kundlis or astrology, now based on the choices you made in the past, you will create that. Now, my question is, if you make a different choice, will there be a different possibility?
Correct.
That is what. So now, if you make a different choice, your kundli will also change, your astrology will also change. And this is the first thing, remember, for change. You have to take
That-
100% responsibility. If you're going to say, oh, my destiny is only wrong, then even if you use the tools, it's not going to work for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you're going to say, mere grah hi kharab hai, I was born in the wrong house,
Born-
wrong day, wrong family. Now you can't do anything about it, right? So if you have reasons and justifications already decided of why you cannot change things, you will never change it. Okay, so these are the things we take you through in the class. Yeah, we clear all the reasons and justifications and all that you have, and suddenly when you have no reasons and justification, creation takes place. Now, if you say, oh, it's lockdown, there are no jobs available, you've already decided that. You've already come to a
correct.
conclusion. Then how are you going to attract
Sorted
that in
that
your
out.
life? It's funny. Whatever you're constantly thinking, you're creating in your life. Yeah. And,
Absolutely.
I'll quickly, do we have time? I'll share this funny incidents, yeah, which
Tell
cracked me
me.
up, which cracked me up
I
completely.
don't want the session to get cut off. So Instagram gives you a counter, right? Because otherwise, I want to save the IGTV.
Okay.
So we have exactly 5 minutes before the counter starts, because
Oh,
I went
shit.
like that.
I hate
Yeah.
counters.
Sorry. You need that to even count money.
No, there I don't need to count. So, this was a funny incident. So this whole lockdown started, and this friend's, husband, very fearful, he's very phobic. So he was sitting in the house locked up, and thoda bhi gale mein hota, COVID to nahi ho gaya. And then one day after 3 months, his father's friend passed away. So he had to go because he didn't want his father to get affected. And guess what? He came home and he got affected.
Yeah.
So, because the whole 3 months he kept giving out that fear, I hope I don't get it. I hope I don't get it. So, whatever you're giving out is what you're attracting. Yeah.
Correct.
And this is what it is when it comes to finances. If you're going to think about difficulties, then what happens is, the universe is like the algorithm, like Google. If you want to Google search, you'll keep seeing the same things again and again, right? So if you keep reading about difficulties, if you keep reading about this, that is what you'll keep your filters will keep creating that in your universe.
Absolutely.
So you just have to change your filters. Like I say, if you want a good picture, you just have to make your focus proper. That's all about it. Yeah. So you only have to change your perception about money, and the money reality changes. It is so
Wow.
simple.
I know
Trust
it's
me, it
very
is so simple. And that's what people say after 4 hours. Like, what were we doing all this while? Why were we struggling so much? Just 4 hours is enough for people to get a whole perspective change. So that's what it is. And I love this class.
it's, I can't wait for people to try and actually message me as to
Sure.
what they feel. And I
Yeah.
love talking to you, Doc. We need to do this next week again. I'm gonna drag you again next week.
You tell me
And
the topic,
yes,
what
we
you
will
want.
be saving the IGTV. I will even
Okay.
tag Dr. Ashish's Instagram handle, as well as I don't know how we can incorporate the poster on the IGTV, because it doesn't let you put something. So just send me the link of the details, so at least I can embed the link, because
Okay.
the photo can't be put up on the IGTV, right?
Okay. I
On the
have
comment
I have
section.
no clue what you're talking, but I'll
Okay.
figure something out.
Yeah, send me a link or send me a number that they can contact,
I will. I
so
will.
then they can talk to you for further details.
Sure, sure. I'll send you the
It was
contact person's
so,
number.
please do. It was so amazing
All right.
talking to you. I hope
Cool,
you've
cool.
done magic for all the 93 viewers that have come online.
Awesome. I really hope they got something out of it. And you know what? I mean, I would say, I hope to see you guys there, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And I want to see it working for you. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
And Doc,
All
I
right.
will see you on 30th.
I will see you there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Much love to
See
you.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye. Hey guys, thank you for logging into Live with Vi. Subscribe to see more videos.